hate me, don't you?
You are now tuned in to
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
We got the ICE agents, you know what I mean? ICE agents out in Minneapolis have definitely shot another man. You know what I'm saying? This time it was a targeted traffic stop of an illegal alien that got governors coming together and talking out, speaking out, wanting y'all out of the state, out of the city. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure it's some good to what y'all doing, but at the same time, y'all got a bad rep. In other news, an NFL player named Sam Beal been missing for 7 months. You know what I'm saying? This is July of last year, Virginia Beach. They say he was last seen by his crazy because she also said she Googled it. There isn't any past reports of him being missing besides the incident 7 months ago. And then this just the next topic though, you know what I mean? Like I said, the next topic, Aaron Hall is somebody else who been missing. You know what I'm saying? He been missing as well, but allegedly he was supposed to be on the stand with Diddy. We know who Aaron Hall is. You know what I'm saying? We all remember the I miss you, talking to you, baby. I miss you. Yeah, you know, we remember that. You know what I'm saying?
You hate me, don't you?
Yeah, what's going on? What's happening? What is happening? I mean, episode 352 coming to you today. You know what I'm saying? On this good Thursday, January 15th, 1:54 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Sorry about the lighting. You know what I'm saying? The lighting, you can see my sign is off. Spotlight that usually shine on me right here is off. I don't know what happened, you know what I mean? A power surge or something happened, and this certain part of the house ain't getting power right now, you know what I mean? I done tried to reset the power, flip the switches and all that. It didn't come back, so I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it's a different sequence of flipping switches, I don't know, but I don't have time to keep dealing with it, so this is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's good Thursday, January 15th, you know what I'm saying? Just wanted to tell you why the lighting may be low or my sign ain't on, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why, you feel me? But I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode though, you know what I'm saying? Episode 351, you know what I mean? I'll let you know that Corrupt was hospitalized, you know what I mean? Through my research, I think it was due to seizures, you know what I'm saying? Also let you know Hassan put out a video titling I Quit. People lost their mind behind it. Also, John Forte has passed away and J. Cole released a date for his album, The Fall Off, that we all been waiting for. You know what I mean? That was last episode 351. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoyed that episode today. I got some topics for you. You know what I'm saying? ICE agents have shot another man out in Minneapolis. Gonna touch on that. An NFL player has been missing for 7 months. We're also gonna touch on that. And another person in the music industry, if you around my age, you would know this name, also has been missing since he was called up on the trial in the Diddy case. We're gonna touch on all that today. You know what I'm saying? But if this your first time here, you wonder what we do on this podcast is where we cover all the news, headlines, whatever headline that made a headline. You know what I'm saying? Whether you've seen it on your homepage, on Google News, MSNBC News, Yahoo News, Hip Hop DS, wherever you may have seen a headline, I'm probably touching on one or two of them right here on Kons Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So please share it out. Tell your friends, tell your people about it. Let me keep you updated on this wicked world. You know what I mean? But without further ado, you know what I'm saying? Without no more chit chat or banter, we gonna hop right into these topics that I mentioned to you. You know what I'm saying? So first up, we got the ICE agents. You know what I mean? ICE agents out in Minneapolis have definitely shot another man. You know what I'm saying? This time it was a targeted traffic stop of an illegal alien that they said from Venezuela. He then fled in his car and then crashed into a parked car and then fled on foot. The agent officer chased him on foot and then a melee ensued. They started a little scuffle, and then while they were scuffling, two people from the apartments came in and jumped in and started hitting him with a shovel and a broomstick. After being jumped by three people, the officer reached for his handgun and fired off and popped the guy that he was trying to catch in the leg. After this, the two people that was on him, beating him with shovels and broomsticks, definitely ran off, and he was taken to the hospital. The next little clips you're going to see is clips more on this matter, news reports, and also this have also struck a mass widespread of protest going on as to what happened here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people in the streets out there was protesting and caused them a lot of chaos after this has happened, even though this seems like this was definitely a self-defense move, even though he didn't body the guy, but they was definitely jumping him. So next clips you're going to see is just different little news reports and things, clips on this matter. Check these clips out.
Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence.
Something into our newsroom, a statement from the Department of Homeland Security. DHS sending this out minutes ago when we wanted to make sure that we brought this to you on air as soon as possible. They say at 6:50 p.m. Central Time, federal law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted traffic stop in Minneapolis of an illegal alien from Venezuela who was released into the country by Joe Biden in 2022. Again, I'm reading this verbatim from DHS's Twitter. They say in an attempt to evade arrest, the subject fled the scene in his vehicle and crashed into a parked car. The subject then fled on foot. The law enforcement officer caught up to the suspect on foot and attempted to apprehend him when the suspect began to resist and violently assault the officer. While the subject and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground, two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and a broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original subject got loose and began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired defensive shots to defend his life. The initial subject was hit in the leg. All three subjects ran back into the apartment and barricaded themselves inside. The attacked officer and subject are both in the hospital. Both attackers are in custody. This attack on another brave member of law enforcement took place while Minnesota's top leaders, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey, are actively encouraging and organizing resistance to ICE and federal law enforcement officers. Their hateful rhetoric and resistance against men and women who are simply trying to do their jobs must end, DHS says. They conclude by saying federal law enforcement officers are facing a 1,300% increase in assaults against them as they put their lives on the line to arrest criminals and lawbreakers. Matt Finn with Fox News saying, "We are on the scene of the latest ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis, and the site is surrounded by large crowds of angry protesters, blowing the whistles, screaming murderers. You're going to start a war." Fox's chopper is
Wait, me, don't you?
That's when they say this Venezuelan migrant held up a shovel, tried to assault one of their agents, and you can hear those chants there in the background as protesters show up. That's when they say use the shovel to try and assault the agent. Shots were fired. This Venezuelan teen, we're told, was shot in the leg, expected to be okay. Bill Malugin telling me there's actually a picture that a source texted him of this guy on a stretcher smiling, kind of giving a thumbs up as he's taken away to the hospital. So we'll get more on what's going on there at the scene. But it's become aggressive here, and I saw it today when I was on the ground with law enforcement here, with ICE agents here in Minnesota. It's something we've been keeping an eye on as it continues to grow. But it comes as the governor here, Tim Walz, who's also under investigation in this huge fraud scheme here, Sean, just told people, hey, these are just our neighbors, and if you see them getting arrested, take out your cell phone and record.
Tell us what the situation is like where you are and if there's any new information.
Simone, is still a very active and chaotic scene here on the ground in northern Minneapolis. I want to show you just seconds before you came to us, these federal agents took someone to the ground right on this corner here. I'm going to have my photographer show you, and there's still a gathering of them now. These protesters, these locals have run up. These agents are just there on that corner here. We've been continuing to see flashbangs We saw pepper balls being deployed earlier. It's a very chaotic scene. I want you to just continue to watch as this unfolds, as these protesters converge on these federal agents. I just want you to continue to watch. It's a very chaotic, active scene here.
Jillian, are the crowds growing?
To just monitor, yeah.
Are the crowds growing? Are people leaving the area?
The crowds are sort of moving. We actually started further down. I would say now there are still many people, as you can see, moving in on this area just in front of us here. But certainly the crowds, I would say, are sort of spreading across the area here, along the suburban area of northern Minneapolis, Simone.
And Jillian, the area that you are in, that this is taking place, what can you tell us about the area, the number of law enforcement or estimate of number of law enforcement agents that are still in that area? This looks to be residential by my estimates, but you've been in the area for a few hours now.
Yeah, it's a residential area in northern Minneapolis. In terms of the federal agents, it's a bit hard to tell. We've certainly seen dozens of them blocking intersections here, trying to keep this crowd back. There's also, obviously, they're in these vehicles moving, and many are on foot as well. But I would say somewhere in the dozens just in this area. There was earlier crime scene tape as they were trying to sort of block off parts of this area. Now, obviously, you can see these vehicles are moving through here, but in terms of rough estimate, I'd say in the dozens for now.
Different little news clips letting you know they started beating on him and started jumping him. He pulled out and popped the dude in the leg. You know what I'm saying? ICE, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, it's only a matter of time before the people start pushing back. He's been pushing on the people for a long time. Like I said in the last episode when I touched on ICE, we see y'all been ripping babies from families. Y'all been tearing families apart. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I know y'all have some type of good purpose, you know what I mean, getting the people who aren't supposed to be there out of neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, but y'all is just expressing your force and authority a little too much on the people, to the where the people is like, we don't want y'all around, you know what I'm saying? You even got governors coming together and talking out, speaking out, wanting y'all out of the state, out of the city, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure it's some good to what y'all doing, but at the same time, y'all got a bad rep. You know what I mean? We done seen y'all tear families apart, and the people, as a people of a widespread or mass of people, just ain't really cool with that. So it's a certain pushback when it comes to ICE. You heard two people just jumped in and started jumping, you know what I'm saying, hitting them with broomsticks and shovels, you know what I mean? So it's just a certain little pushback that the people is just having towards ICE, you know what I mean? And they can only blame themselves for that, you know what I mean? Because y'all was doing too much when y'all first came on the scene, you know what I'm saying? I remember when people were like, who is ICE? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know what I mean? We seen y'all tear families apart, so the people didn't really like that, so now it's just this bad feedback when it comes to ICE, you know what I'm saying? In other news, an NFL player named Sam Beal, been missing for 7 months, you know what I'm saying? This is July of last year, Virginia Beach. They say he was last seen by his girlfriend. This has also been reported by his sister as of yesterday. He'd been missing for 7 months. It's alleged that he dropped off his girlfriend in her car at his family's house and was headed to work. She said then she got a phone call the next day saying he actually went to Virginia Beach. But she said he was going to be heading home soon. When he never returned, the girlfriend's family went to look for the car in Virginia Beach and found his car with just his wallet and sandals and socks and sand on the floorboards. You know what I'm saying? In the passenger seat. I mean, in the next little clips, you're going to hear a woman that I found on TikTok definitely speak all about this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about this. You know what I mean? But apparently he's been missing. There hasn't even been no reports recently of him missing besides this what had just came out by his sister the other day. So the next clips you're going to see, she going to break it all down for you and the whole situation and who Sam Beal is and everything. You know what I'm saying? This was a good clip. It's about 5 minutes. So, you know what I mean? But this definitely give you some insight on this whole situation. Check this clip out.
Don't you?
in NFL news, this is Sam Beal. He is a missing cornerback that used to play for the New York Giants, and it has just been brought to our attention yesterday by his older sister that he has now been missing as of today 7 months. Why has nobody been talking about this story? And I'm sure so many others that I have seen posting about it, just like myself, want to know how come it's taken 7 months for this to be brought up. Let's get into that. So just yesterday, Sam Beal's sister posted that her brother has been missing for 7 months as of today, because she posted this yesterday. She gave all of the information of who we can reach and contact, and I think that kind of stirred up a lot of questions for a lot of people, because so many comments were saying, how am I just hearing about this? I live in Virginia Beach. I've never heard about this. What is going on? So let me get into what transpired leading up to him missing and kind of the puzzle pieces that go along with it. So Sam was last seen by his girlfriend on July 12th, 2025, and it was alleged that he dropped her off at her family's house and told her that he was going to work. Well, he never showed up at work, and the following day, the girlfriend alleged that she got a phone call from Sam saying that he actually went to Virginia Beach, Virginia, but he was going to be heading home soon. So a little backstory on Sam. Sam went to Western Michigan University, where he played college football, and then in the third round of the draft in 2018, he was picked up by the New York Giants. He then went on to play for the New York Giants from 2018 to 2020, and in 2020 he decided to opt out of playing due to the pandemic and everything that was going on with that. So officially in November of 2021, the NFL dropped him from the roster. We do know that between the time that he opted out of coming back because of the pandemic and the time that he was officially dropped off the roster from the NFL, he did get in a little bit of legal trouble in Ohio. I don't need to go into all of that right now because I don't think that that really pertains to the story. But I do want to say that we have no idea where he actually was living as of now at the time of this incident. So according to what has been told to the police, it is alleged that Sam's girlfriend's family, not his girlfriend, but the family, went to Virginia Beach to, I guess, look for the car. And when they did find said car, his wallet along with his ID and banking card was found, as well as on the passenger side of the car, they found his slides, his socks, and also sand on the floorboard. So this sounded just a little bit off to me because one, the parking lot that he parked in was off of the beach, and I'll show you that receipt here in just a second. Also, why would his shoes be in the passenger side with his socks and sand? That doesn't make sense to me, but I'll get into that here in a bit. So as you can see here, on the day that his girlfriend claims that he called her, which was the 13th of July, 2025, to say that he actually went to the beach and he didn't go to work, but he was heading home. You can see that he went to a local, it's like a surf shop where you can get souvenirs and things like that. It's called Sensations, at almost 6 p.m. at night. And he bought, it looks like, I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like he also bought a lighter money clip and then also a travel mug. Almost as it appears he was getting souvenirs for somebody. Right here, you can see the parking ticket that he got for the parking lot that I just explained earlier. And here is what that parking area looks like. And if you can see here, this is where the parking area is, and this is where the Sensation souvenir shop is. And it is off from the beach, like a block or so. So I'm not quite sure what is going on with this story. I know that I read in another post that the Kentwood Police Department is involved, as well as the Virginia Beach Police Department. It is said that the Kentwood Police Department is involved in Michigan because that is where his last known address was. We do not know where they were living at the time. We do not know where the family member's house is. We don't even know the girlfriend's name. If anybody knows who the girlfriend is, please let me know because I've been trying to look it up. If anybody has any information, if you're in Virginia, in the Virginia Beach area, if you want to help me out, I think I'm going to go live about this as well. Something just doesn't add up to me here. The fact that we are just hearing about this from his sister 7 months later. So many people in the area said they've never heard about it. I will post here the places that you can call the police department if you have any information. Here are the phone numbers for anybody that has any tips. Like I said, the Kentwood Police Department is involved because that's where his last known location was, but also Virginia Beach Police Department and the Detective Bureau who is handling this missing case is file right now. So there are those. I really want to dig into this a lot further and see what's going on with the girlfriend, where he was last living, where she was dropped off at, why her family found. I mean, I have so many questions running through my head, but we'll get back to that.
He broke it all down for you, told you who Sam Beal was, where he came from, how he was drafted, and all that, and how he been missing. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is crazy because she also said she Googled it. There isn't any past reports of him being missing besides the incident 7 months ago, and then this just now coming out as of yesterday that he'd been missing all this time. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is crazy. I've heard of this dude just through watching football or whatnot. Definitely the name sounds familiar. You know what I mean? But this is wild that he's been missing all this time and ain't nobody even saying anything about it. We don't even know. A lot of people don't even know nothing about that he was missing. You know what I'm saying? Along with the next topic as well. You know what I mean? But I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if he was bodied up, kidnapped. We don't know what happened to dude. You know what I'm saying? We just know he was missing and sandals and socks and a wallet and a receipt of him buying some traveling things. You know what I'm saying? From like souvenir shops or whatnot that was found. You know what I mean? So I don't know. This was a very interesting and mysterious case. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened? Where is he? You know what I mean? Nobody seemed to can find him. And he just disappeared for 7 months. Is a long time. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully he's cool. Hopefully he's somewhere, I don't know, alive at least. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just thought this was very mysterious and very crazy. But especially nobody is even saying anything about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, follow Kons podcast so I keep you updated on everything going on in this wicked world. You know what I mean? But next topic though, you know what I mean? Like I said, the next topic, Aaron Hall.
Yo, what's up? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Just in case this is interrupting my episode of your current events, news, interrupting your headlines, all the info that you getting from this episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm interrupting to let you know. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button. I promise you won't be disappointed. You know what I mean? It's a quick little insert reminding you to hit that subscribe button. If you ain't hit it yet, go ahead and hit it now. Now is your time. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that while I'm pausing this information, pausing these headlines, pausing these current events that you're getting hit with. Now is your time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and comment on something that you've been thinking about, that you've seen in this episode that you wanted to say. Go ahead and comment that. You know what I mean? And go ahead and hit the like button too if you like it. You know what I'm saying? If you like this content, that's KONTNT. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tell your friends about it. You know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to this episode. Get back to this good information that I'm feeding in your brain.
But next topic though, you know what I mean? Like I said, the next topic, Aaron Hall is somebody else who been missing. You know what I'm saying? He been missing as well, but allegedly he was supposed to be on the stand with Diddy and he was going to be called to the court, but went missing ASAP and hasn't been seen by anyone. They couldn't find him. They tried to serve him and then tried to move it to a publication server and they still could not find him. They put him all in the newspaper and the news media outlets and all that and sent people out to a bunch of different states where he was allegedly seen or allegedly was supposed to be at or had residence, and still nobody could find Mr. Aaron Hall. You know what I'm saying? So the next little clips you're going to see is definitely you're going to hear somebody speak on this as to Aaron Hall been missing. Check this clip out.
And here goes another one. Aaron Hall, he on the run because Liza Gardner put up a lawsuit against him and Sean Diddy Combs a year or two ago. Sean has obviously been served. This is a federal civil lawsuit as she alleges that Aaron Hall and Sean Diddy Combs essayed her when she was a child, and that they rugged her and did this to her. And they found Sean, but they cannot find this man. They have searched LA, where he normally was to frequent and walk his dogs. They've searched several other locations in California. They have searched in Atlanta. They have searched in Ohio. This man is nowhere to be found because he's clearly dodging the ability to be served, to the point that this woman's attorney has now asked that he be served by publication, because if you can serve by publication, it puts it out there in the paper. You know, whether he responds or not, it just proves that, A, we published it. We've exhausted all methods to try to find this man. They even hired a private investigator. We cannot find him. We've now served it in a publication. He did not respond to the publication, which will allow the lawsuit to go forward, because you obviously have to be served to be able to proceed with the lawsuit. But because they can't find this man, ironically, a year or so ago, he all on the concert circuits, but now, ever since this came out, nobody can find him. So now they're trying to serve him by publication. But another one, and this one, I believe it all. I'm not even going to say alleged, because we know how he was messing with his baby mama. What's her name? I can't even think of the young lady's name, but the young video girl who was definitely a minor when they had their child and he was in a relationship with her. So to believe that he assaulted someone that was underage back in the day, yeah, it's believable, because he had a whole baby by a teenager. So this one trying to run, but another entertainment industry person, it's like a freaking plague at this point.
You understand, that was a clip letting you know she was telling you all about how Aaron Hall been missing. Was supposed to be on that trial with Diddy and disappeared. You know what I mean? I thought this was very interesting as well. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to just disappear is kind of hard to do, especially when you got a name already. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Hall, anybody my age and up definitely know who Aaron Hall is. You know what I'm saying? We all remember the "I miss you, talking to you, baby. I miss you." Remember that? You know what I'm saying? That's Mr. Aaron Hall. You know what I'm saying? So people, like I said, people my age gonna definitely remember him. You know what I mean? Gonna definitely remember him making them funny faces when he's singing and all that with his mouth and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he been missing though. I thought this was weird, mysterious. You know what I'm saying? Why hasn't it been reported up until now? We're talking 7 months. You know what I'm saying? And nobody put this out there. This ain't been covered on podcasts or made a headline up until yesterday. I don't know. I just thought this was very weird. You know what I mean? That's talking about Sam Beal though. But also ain't nobody mentioned Aaron Hall either though. Nobody mentioned, so this was brought to my attention. I didn't even have no idea that he was missing. You know what I'm saying? After being called to the Diddy case, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, and they can't find him. That man got ghosts. You know what I mean? He said, man, I ain't going up there with Diddy. You're not finna take me down with the dude and put me along with the lines of the same things that he was doing. Nah, I would rather be a ghost. You feel me? Probably walking around somewhere on an island with one of them $10,000 masks on that you'll never be able to tell who it is. He could be walking around as a white man and he's a bald black man. You know what I mean? We'll never know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, that's everything I got for today. Quick little 3 little topics. You know what I'm saying? For this good fun Thursday, January 15th. You feel me? We in the middle of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's payday for some, for a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thank all y'all for tuning in. You feel me? Now, in case you was rolling up, you rolled up. In case you pulled up. In case you got a little too purred, got a little too high. You know what I'm saying? In case you had to step out, you heard some commotion going on. You had to go see what was happening. Whether you had to go step outside or walk upstairs or in another room. Maybe the kids was fighting or something. You had to see what was going on. In case you did, you know what I'm saying? This is everything that I went over that I just let you know. You feel me? So in this episode, I just let you know that ICE agents have shot another man out in Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, this dude was in the wrong though. You know what I mean? Because he tried to flee and they caught up to him and got hit in the leg. Now he's in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Awaiting jail time. NFL player Sam Beal have been missing for 7 months. Also let you know that ain't nobody said nothing about it up until now. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, he went to Virginia Beach and they found his car with just a few of his items in it, but he was nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Also, Aaron Hall is missing. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be called up to the Diddy case and got ghost. You know what I mean? After he was supposed to be called in that trial. You know what I mean? But that's all the topics I have for today. You know what I'm saying? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching. You know what I mean? No matter who you was, you could have been doing anything that you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you was right here keeping yourself updated on these topics that I had for you. You know what I'm saying? But you could have been anybody. Could have been doing anything in the world, no matter who you was, whether you was a little brother, a little sister, an older brother, older sister, a niece, a nephew, a auntie, or uncle, whether you was a grandma, a grandpa, a mother, a father. You know what I'm saying? You could have been cousin Pookie, cousin Mookie, cousin Nan, cousin Nunu, cousin Nene, cousin Nu, whoever you was. And if you got a pet and your pet is there with you when you watching Kons podcast, you know what I'm saying? Whether your pet is a cat, you can have a pet dog, a pet hyena, a pet hedgehog, a pet squirrel, you have a pet ant, a pet pig, a pet giraffe, a pet lion, a pet tiger, whatever your pet is, you feel me? If they tuned in with you watching Kons podcast, I'll definitely salute to them. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that homie scrolling up the screen, giving you that good salute, you know what I mean? But thank everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody for watching, you know what I mean? Let me keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I'm saying? The beat you hear creeping up was made by none other than Amazing Beats, you know what I mean? So we're gonna let Amazing Beats talk to y'all while these credits roll up the screen to get my last minute comments on these topics. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next episode.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? Don't you?
That's when they say this Venezuelan migrant held up a shovel trying to assault one of their agents.
You hate me, don't you?
Background as protesters show up. That's when they say use the shovel to try and assault the agent. Shots were fired.
You hate me, don't you?
Shot in the leg.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Yo, what's happening?